Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. I'm sorry I'm late this evening, but I was handling some personal matters. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And we're talking about how you can make a million faster. And what's the secret? Buy assets when credit is tight. That's your secret, ladies and gentlemen. I got five of them, but that's the first one that you need to concentrate on right now because that's what's going to happen over the next, well, let's just call it 6, 7, 8 months, a year, depending on how they're going to try and fix it. But nonetheless, we got a lot to talk about. So thank you so much for being here again. And of course, the Stop Struggling Now gear, check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here tonight. And I know whenever you say how you can make a million faster, people get all giddy and excited. But hey, you do know it takes work, right? Of course you do. But you're willing to put in that work, and let's go talk about that here shortly. But again, please share the videos, let other people know. And by the way, hello, Facebook group and podcast group, and everybody here in the SSN Nation. Thank you so much. And in case you don't know what we're talking about and what we do here, SSN Nation is SSN Academy, SSN University. And most people think when they hear academy and university, you're thinking there's money involved. There is money involved on ways how you can make more money passively, thoughts and ideas on investments. That is how we do it. We don't take any of your money. This is the no guru zone. There is no charge for books, credit, nothing. And in fact, no coupon codes down below. Some of you may know who I'm referencing. So therefore, we give you the facts. And by the way, there's a chat room over here. You can use it and ask questions. You never know who's here. We have people from all walks of life who knows a lot of information, and we can help you out. Together we rise, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who's in the house tonight. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, and he has the icon next to his name, and he's also known as Mr. Cool in these parts. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Apparently, he's back on the notification and trailer train. I love it. Let's see who else has received a notification and saw the trailer. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he too has the icon next to his name. Hello, all. Let's do this is his tagline, and do this we shall. We have a lot to talk about. As usual, the stock market's going all over the map. Then we have crypto rising again. It's almost at 20. Well, it is at 29,000, going to be at 30,000. It did what it was supposed to do, went down to 14, 15,000, 16,000 as we predicted. And now it has almost doubled from those lows for the last 52 weeks. You got to love it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we haven't talked too much about it, but I like to see crypto rise. And Victor Morel says also got the YouTube notification and saw the trailer. That's two people, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know I dropped a video earlier today. All right. This video that I dropped earlier today was, I just can't believe it. Again, you guys know hold on. Before I start talking about this real estate stuff, first of all, you guys know I had to take Cruise on Land out of the top spot because there's things that's in their contracts that are, let's just call it, not good for owners, literally. So in case anybody watches this later, all I'm going to say is this: read the cruise on land contract. There's at least 4 or 5 things that kind of is like, well, I don't know. It's like I buy into a place, but I have no say on anything from selling the place where they have right of first refusal, then approving the buyer, from renting the place. I have to go through the rental program and I have to buy the rental package. It goes on from paying for the amenities there. And you know the prices are going to go up in the future. It's just on and on and on. And I'm just like, hold on, even though the prices are great. But if you want to have control of your real estate purchase, then that's one of the ways that you could lose control because they have total control over how you can operate. So that's one of the problems. Now, everybody's going to have stipulations, especially when you're making these mega resorts, mega condo hotel resorts. They want to make sure that they kind of have some sort of lockdown contingency because they don't want just anybody hanging out when your place might be pretty nice. So just wanted to get that out of the way first, because when we start talking about making a million faster, people start thinking of selling courses. There's no course to sell here, ladies and gentlemen. What we're talking about here is assets when credit is tight. What assets can you buy when credit is tight? There's number one with a bullet, and that is real estate. That's number one with a bullet. And hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying you have to buy any. I'm just saying that if you do buy some while the credit is tight, while interest rates are high, that means there's a depression on the value of real estate, whether it's land, whether it's houses, whether it's condos, right? Here's the thing, as all central banks do, they will reduce the interest rate sooner or later. They will print more money sooner or later as soon as inflation gets in check. Now, what's going to happen when they start reducing the interest rates? And you guys know, just look up in the sky, think fireworks, because the value of real estate will increase rapidly, more than you can make by working a job, more than you're going to make by putting your money into investments. That's how quick this is going to happen. At the end of this year, these guys are going to start reducing interest rates. So anybody that has locked in prices or already bought a home, you should just sit back and relax because the next cycle is going to be off the charts. And the reason why I say, how do you make a million faster? Because if somebody said that you can make a million in 2, 3, 4 years, and you're sitting there like, well, how can I do that? And all somebody would say is, well, then you need to have some real estate or a few pieces of it and let the real estate appreciate. And all of a sudden, your mind starts thinking, like, wait a minute, if I have a $400,000 house and it goes to 7 or 800,000, and I have two of those, in a matter of a few years, I could have at least 800,000 to a mill. Then you start thinking, okay, some people may say, Eric, that's not going to happen. Forget about that. Okay, well, then how about this? How about you say, well, it went from 400 to 700. You say, let me get 100,000, 150,000, and then go get yourself another piece of property or a business that's already operational, that's bringing in profits. You invest in something. Now you get passive income for the rest of your life. What is that worth? Rest of your life, passive income with a bullet. Because if your business is successful, you always get to raise prices based on the cost of inflation. So you will always make profit, except there's one little caveat: your profit will be higher. That's all I'm saying. You'll be making more money. Hopefully, you guys understand what I'm saying. This concept is normal to me, but most people don't understand that that's one of the quickest ways because real estate's going to appreciate way faster than you can do it in the hundreds of thousands. And if you happen to own like a 800,000, $1 million house, well, the house 50% is 500,000. If it doubles, you're at 2 mil. So now you have $1 million at your disposal, less than taxes. But the fact of the matter is, you're not going to make $1 million in a matter of a few years. Let the Federal Reserve and the IMF help you out. All right. So let's keep talking and let me know what you guys think. Raydel Cabezas is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he too has the icon next to his name. And he says, hello, SSN Nation. Hello to you too. Thank you again for being here, Raydel Cabezas, a beach owner, by the way, another millionaire in the making. We're going to find out because you know what? When you own one of these 3 or 4 bedroom penthouses at the beach, we're all waiting. We're counting the clock. We're sitting there going, oh, please sell that 4-bedroom penthouse for $637,000 downtown. Somebody buy this thing, please, even though it's fully furnished. And it actually furnished nicely, quite frankly. I love the way that they did the light decorations and in the minimalistic situation like they're supposed to. It's beautifully decorated. Everything is beautiful. But all I'm going to say is, please, if that happens, that is awesome for everybody in all of Punta Cana. Why? Because it's not in Cap Cana. It's not in Coquetino. It's not in a high-end location. Casa de Campo, down 45 minutes away, so that doesn't really matter. So now, if you have another location that is not known as a high-end location, and all of a sudden somebody says, "Hell, we're going to give you $637,000 for a condo." Yes, it's a 4-bedroom penthouse. Yes, it's very nice. Yes, it's over 2,000 square feet. This is true, but you can go down and get a luxury villa for $500,000. It's pretty awesome as well. So therefore, we should all rejoice if somebody pulls a trigger and buys this. Raydel Cabezas. And we even have someone else in the house. Mr. De La Cruz is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, who also owns at the beach. And he's also going to possibly flip some things and make it happen. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And so, good evening, SSN Nation. Good evening to you too, Mr. De La Cruz. Very, very nice to see you once again. And the beach is representing tonight. So I want to just say this again, it's going to be off the charts. You guys don't understand how significant this is going to be, only because of where it started. All right. It was 408,000 like 2 years ago. I think that's maybe even a year and a half ago. But before that, it was even lower than that originally. I think it was a little over 300, if I'm not mistaken. So that is crazy. Or by the time I found out about it, I think it was 308 or something like this. And that was like 2020 or 2021. So therefore, uh, double the price. Yes, it has furniture in it. I understand that, but it's still double the price. Think about this. When somebody buys a house for whatever price they buy the house, the appraisal guy doesn't go, oh, yeah, furniture was included. So that's why it costs more. No, they just say the square footage is this, it's sold for this. That means everybody else should pay that near same square footage. Doesn't matter if furniture is included or not. So I love the fact that this could set a precedent for all of Punta Cana, and then the rest is going to be history. Everybody that has signed their paperwork or who's going to sign their paperwork this year is going to be in heaven in a few years. All right, Lachelle Marcus is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, and she says, I'm here. Thank you so much for being in the house tonight. I appreciate it. Once again, if anybody ever has any questions, you guys got to ask them in the chat room. So speaking of how you can make millions faster, buy assets when credit is tight, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? I talked about it on Friday night. What if credit isn't really tight? You just need to know where to get it. Or forget credit. Maybe you need to know somebody that has deep pockets that can give you loans outside of the credit world. So I talked about this on Friday night. And again, I'm going to post to other people here. Now, get your pen, pad, and papers ready. All right? Get your pen, pads, and papers ready. And let me see if you guys can figure out something. I'm going to go over what I did on Friday night since this is Money Making Monday. It was late Friday, so most people didn't know about it. So, something has come across the desk. All right? Let's, in fact, let me see if I have, let me get my pen, pad, and paper ready. I'm going to write this down. In fact, I don't even have to write it down. I already have some notes on this. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's not on the market. There's a hotel. All right. Pay attention to the numbers here. Uh, $2.9 million. Now, some of you might say, well, hell, if it's 2.9 million, why even bother? Because I can't get any, I can't fund that. I can't finance that. I can't buy that, even if I wanted to. Hold on. Don't just turn off that fast. You just might have to think about it a little longer. All right. So the guy wants $2.9 million. It has 84 hotel rooms, but he took off 4 of them so he can create a laundry room. All right. Um, and there's 76 units have been fully rehabbed over the last year. Has been open for over a year. All right. It was just a regular little motel hotel. And the previous owners had partnership issues, so they never wanted to fix up the place. They only had 35 of the units available for even that could rent nightly 2 or 3 years ago. And during that time, unbelievably, they grossed $350,000 with just 35 units available to rent nightly. The other 40 units, 45 units were down because they never did rehab. Is that incredible? That's incredible. But they still made $350,000, which is still incredible. What would the occupancy rate have to be in order to do that, right? Because if you start doing these type of numbers, you start realizing, wait a minute. Okay. So here's the other key factors. All right. So 75 rentable units. You're looking at 60% occupancy. We used 80 as the number because 80 are available. But the thing is, 45 units is the 60 percentile range at $60 per night. That is what it comes out to be. But hear this. So in this on the same exit, same neighborhood, there's 2 other hotels, and luckily the owner knows the other people. And so they have told him last year, one has 53 units, they grossed $1 million. dollars. The other one has 54 units, they grossed 800,000. All right. It's either 53 or 54 switched, but it's 53 grossed the 1 million and 54 grossed the 800K. All right. So does this sound very intriguing just yet? Because if we're at the same exit and these 2 properties did on average 900K annually, and they only have 53 units, what's going to happen if you have 25% more units available? In theory, you can figure 1.2, 1.3 in reality. Now, if it reaches that number, oh, now it's a gold mine and the place is worth more than 2.9. If anybody knows evaluations, you guys already know that the fact that a place will gross $800,000 means it's worth a lot more than 2.9 million. I'm just using the 54 unit number, and the 53 unit number grossed 1 million in a year. So again, we know it's worth more than 2.9 million, right? So you can do it 2 ways. You can either 10 times the revenue numbers or you can 10 times the profit. Profit's going to be 50% on real estate. All right. So you guys still are going, well, Eric, we got the numbers, but you're sitting there saying, well, then how are we going to make this work? Right. Well, You guys know that we've talked hotels 3, 4 years ago. You can search the channel for hotels. And it always helps if you know somebody that may give you $2.9 million dollars. Why would somebody with 2.9 million or $3 million give that money to an unknown person? Well, they're known, but all I'm saying is why would they fund somebody? The reason why is because you put together a package and you send over the package with some of this information I gave. Then you send them the occupancy rate of 60% for the area. And then you start doing the numbers of $60 per night, even though you're going to do $60 to $65 per night, but it's going to be $60 per night. And when you start doing the numbers and you go 45 units per night on average times $60, all right, for each unit. And then you say that's per night times 30 days. That's right. And now all of a sudden you realize it's close to $80,000 per month revenue, total revenue, not net NOI. All right. So now at the end of a year, if you use that basic number in basic math, that's over $900,000. 960, 970. I haven't really ran the numbers but once or twice, but it's over nine. It's like 970, I believe it was, or something like that. But nonetheless, just off the top of my head. So if we know, and I roll down to 960, if we do 960 in revenue and we take off 50%, that is $480,000 NOI with money in your pocket. Half a mil, damn near a year. The good news, all of the units that are rentable have been rehabbed. So, if anybody knows real estate, part of your expenditures are rehab. Part of your expenditures are refrigerators go down. Part of it is, towels, faucets, things break, things leak, air conditioning units go out. All those are brand spanking new. So, per percentage of that 50% that you normally take off for real estate expenditures won't happen. But that even gives us more joy because the 480 could be 550, could be 600 the first couple of years, but we'll just stick with the 480. The 480 also means that the property is not worth just 2.9 million. In fact, some would argue a 5 million price tag, 4.5 million price tag, 4 million price tag is all reasonable. So what are you going to do? That means we have to put together the packages, right? And that means you have to send it to somebody. And that means he's going to have to send you something back. So let's see what we got. I'll get to the end of the story. Mr. De La Cruz says, Eric, I just finished reading the Lamar comment. I liked everything except for the fact that you must be part of the rental management. I don't like to ask permission to manage however I want. Yes, Mr. De La Cruz, unfortunately, I just realized I don't know about the beaches contract, but I just come to realize everybody's freaking contract at the mega resorts, Vista Canas, and everybody inside, their contracts are reading the same thing. They don't want to let people just have carte blanche. They don't want to turn it into Airbnb of thousands of units, apparently. So they have it. Cruise on Land has it. Larimar put it in. Larimar, okay, there's a couple of things with the Larimar contract. Their contract says um, if you're going to rent, they want you to go through Larimar management. Or you can rent, it's not personally. They want a professional management crew. You can get another professional management crew, but it has to be approved by them. So literally what they're saying is we want professional management. We don't care which way you go. So now, Mr. De La Cruz, that professional management company, well, you could have your own, but all I'm trying to say is you are correct. It appears that's what they're doing. Sabana and Vista Cana also now has a contract. Again, This is something that I do not like, but it's unavoidable if you're going to be in, I guess, in one of these mega resorts. The reason why I'm going to say that is Vistacana was no different because right now, well, last year, Vistacana had some system where people were leaving their IDs with the security guard whenever they stayed inside Vistacana. And my question was at that point, that makes zero sense. They're going to have to be able to either figure out a way where somebody's name and information is there, but that still doesn't solve the problem because whoever's managing it would have to get in through security and set everything up. Well, it figures they have the business center up front, and what they're probably going to do is just what I suspected. They're going to make the management company well, not semi-mandatory, and you're going to have to check in up at the front. So then that way the information is fed directly to securities at the first gate, securities of the project. So everything will line up. Otherwise, security on the first is checking people. Now you have that person's ID. Now they're going to the next gate and they're saying, hey, I'm here to stay at my place. And you're like, where's your ID? Now you're sitting there like, well, I left at the first gate. All that was very clumsy. So they only did the only thing they can do. And the same thing's going to happen. Cruise on Land, Vistacana, and unfortunately Larimar, because these are open to the public apparently, right? So once you open to the public, because Vistacana, they changed up entirely. They're going to have like a freaking equestrian club, tennis club at the sports complex, a fitness club. I mean, they said, okay, we're going to allow people in here. So therefore, everything's going to have to be trackable at that point by one entity, so to speak. They're going to tighten all this down. Well, I can't be upset. And yes, I agree with you, Mr. De La Cruz. That's how it's going to go. Now, as far as the beach, I got other problems. You know what the problem is with the beach. It's on delivery. We're going to find out here shortly if they're going to start exercising some of these 20 or 25 or 26 or 20, 15% cost increases. We're going to find out. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know about the beaches contract with regards to renting because they changed their contract several times. And I'm sure they probably changed it since the last year. So we'll have to find out. But so far, I'm not finding any mega projects. Atlantida, I'm going to drop something on Atlantida in the next day or two because somebody did say Larimar doesn't stack up to Atlantida. So then I started checking on it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, it's very interesting. Atlantida's built, it's kind of cool, but we're going to stack that up too. So I'm going to make a video on Atlantida. And again, the prices are still decent, but again, they're studio units for 159,000, 160,000. Two bedrooms, one bedrooms cost more than that. So if you didn't see the Horizon video today, you tell me if you want to spend $223,000, if you do that and don't get a villa, what are you going to do? That's what I want to know. But after you see the units with swim up pool now on the bottom for 223, 225,000, come on, let's talk. George's Charles is here, the newest emerging millionaires in the house with the icon next to his name, and he says hello all. Hello to you too. Very nice to see you, George's Charles, once again. Very grateful for you to be here, Victor Morel. If your assets, including real estate minus liabilities, equals 1 million or more, you're technically a millionaire. Acquiring additional product will get you there quicker, but prices aren't optimal. Victor Morel, exactly, prices aren't optimal if you're out here buying homes right now. That is why the train left the station 5 years ago for you at Connor Rock. The train left the station 4 years ago for like Mr. De La Cruz and Raydel Cabezas. The train left the station for everybody here in the SSN Nation 3.5 years ago. You guys could have bought 2-bedroom condos, 2-bedroom villas for that matter. Villas are still $67,000 at Primavera 3, by the way. You heard me. 2-bedroom, 1-bath villa at Primavera 3 are selling for $67,000. Now, granted, they may only be 600 square feet or something, but the point of the matter I'm trying to make is Primavera 3 is in a project that has soccer fields, game rooms, basketball courts, children's playground area, pools. And you can go into Primavera 4, Primavera Luxury, and Primavera 3 and use any of the amenities. Like they're all yours. That is impressive. And in Primavera 4, they have their own man-made beach, restaurant, bar, lounge, and all that. So all I'm saying is that concept is pretty cool. And to be able to go in there and say, well, give me this two-bedroom, one-bath villa for 67K in 2023, incredible. Incredible. So we'll see. Mr. De La Cruz, he says, he says, I like to be in control of my own success. If I want to manage it myself or hired someone else, I should be able to do that with my own property. I'm the owner. What about if the management sucks? Mr. De La Cruz, you get to pick your management company. It doesn't have to be Larimar. That's the one difference that they put in there that other people haven't. Here's what you really need to know. What you really need to know is, can you charge what you want? So, Cruise on Land also has in their contract, as Mr. De La Cruz knows, that you have to charge plus or minus 10% of what the rental pool charges. That is serious. Nobody else has that in their contract that I know of. So here we are again. Larimar does not have that in their contract. And I double checked. In fact, today I said, okay, so you want me to have a management company that's approved by you? I got you. But can I charge whatever I want? Because then we can do what we need to do. And they said, oh, yeah, that's no problem. You can charge whatever you want. We just want them to be professional management company. I'm like, okay, I can live with that. You know why I can live with that? I don't like it. I really don't. But when you're in luxury upscale locations, Victor Marrero is like the only person other than myself that can verify that it's worth it because you get to charge more when your property is upscale. You don't mind when you're collecting $800, $900 or $500 or $600 per night, and they're getting you 21, 25 room nights a month, and you have 10,000, 9,000, $13,000 a month coming in after they are paid. They are management and fees, all paid. Your net is 4 to 5 figures a month. So therefore, you don't care. So all I'm saying is that's why you choose luxury upscale locations. Now, Mr. De La Cruz, he does own at the beach. The beach is coming correct. Again, they also came correct with the right titling. I went and looked at something the other day, and some realtor had this title calling the largest pool in the Caribbean. I loved it because the man-made beach is not that big to me, but I do love the fact they said the largest pool in the Caribbean is a marketing tool. I said, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I love that. And then when they said they're adding 4 restaurants there, they said they're adding a jogging track. They said some barbecue grills. They said, okay, don't worry, we might have a pharmacy there. I'm just like, oh my, now you guys are talking. Welcome back. Tennis courts, paddle ball, paddle tennis courts, whatever you want to call them, is what they said. I'm like, oh, okay. Now we are talking. And of course, you guys already know I like luxury look. And their buildings, they do look sweet. Like I said, their design of their building, I love. So if they can make their buildings look that nice and they make sure that they don't have shoddy structural work, and if that penthouse sells for, I don't care if it sells for 600 instead of 637. If that thing sells, then everything's taken off inside that project, and that leads to other things downtown taking off. So we're all on it. But again, I don't know the beach contract, so I can't really say that about their contract with renting. I'm pretty sure there's something in there as well because they're kind of a closed loop system. And that's what's going to happen with these projects that have a lot of people that live in them. And don't forget they have the arena over there. So I don't think they're going to let thousands of people just be able to willy nilly just rent whenever they want. I mean, without going through a management company. So I'm going to have to probably live for that right there. Mr. De La Cruz, congrats. Is their management company operating from inside Larimar Project? Do you know the name of the management company? Victor Marrero, it's going to be in-house. Larimar is going to have their own in-house, charge 25%. And yes, they will be operating from within in Larimar. But like I said, if you don't want to use them, they are going to have approved, I guess what you're going to say, high-end rentals, right? And so you're going to go through the other people. But the key thing is you get to charge what you want, and your deal with their approved management company could be less than theirs. Who knows? Could be 20% or 15%, whatever you can do, right? Whatever you can negotiate. But right now, Larimar's at 25%, which is a good thing. So we're going to find out all of this as the mega projects come online. They're all going to be the same. In fact, it's going to be like Capcana when you go in there. That's what I think is going to end up happening. Mr. De La Cruz, hey, Victor, I'm not pulling the trigger. I don't like to make a commitment with their inside management company. It doesn't even exist yet. Yeah, Mr. De La Cruz, once again, you guys are probably talking while I'm doing this. You get to pick your, in fact, you know what? I think I have the contract up, and I'll even show you. In fact, let's. I did a video on Horizon Views today. Horizon Views. Oh my God! I'm gushing all over Horizon Views because I like the beaches project the way it looks, the buildings the way they designed it. I love the Horizon View, the renderings. If it looks like the old MGM except better, oh my God, I love it. And when I found out they had the water, the swim up on all the downstairs units, and I was just like, are you kidding me? This is a first. When did this happen? Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. I love it. And the price points, 230, 223,000 on the second level that has a terrace that's like 250 square feet up to 400 square feet, and you're going to spend 220, 230, 240, and it's 1,175 square feet for a two-bedroom, two-bath. I'm like, hold on a second. And that building, that environment, that look, that thing's going to be worth easily. We're going to be talking about double, just like the beach. And it's going to be even higher than that because you're in a luxurious location. So all that's going to come into play. But anyhow, let me go. I actually have it up still because I did that Larimar. In fact, I don't know if I did the video yet. I can't even remember. I've been dropping videos. I've been dropping all kind of stuff over the last week or so. And I don't even know if I actually, let's see here. Okay, check. I'll go over some of the things. Here's something that's very interesting about Larimar. The project is a hotel tourism project. It's not just condos. They're saying we're going to be Vegas, is what they're saying. This is REA. This is Cosmopolitan. This is Vidara. All right. This is what City Center does. They're condo hotels. Every time you check in at REA and Cosmopolitan and all that, you are going upstairs to somebody's condo that they own. So you have to understand this is literally out of their playbook. All right. Let me go look around because I have some other things, but I don't want to keep jumping back and forth with this. Um, Let me see if I can. I can't go to it too fast, but before I get into this a little more, we still haven't finished up on something. Before I get into this Larimar thing, we haven't gotten into something here. Remember the hotel, $480,000 gross, not gross, but net operating income, profit. How much is it worth, first of all? 480,000. Is it worth buying at 2.9? Well, we're not quite there yet, are we? Because we still have this problem, this 2.9. Now, people would say traditionally, okay, you got to put down, what is that, 600, $600,000. You can get funding, whatever the case may be. Okay. All right. Then you have to qualify on some basis, probably have to have some reserves and a few other things. Or you might know somebody that's going to kick in the 2.9. But if you do, that person's going to turn to you and say, hey, I want interest only, 10%. That means 290,000 annually. And that also means you almost have $200,000 in profit left over, which should give you a little bit of a clue how much the property really is worth, right? But nonetheless, you're going to have to pay 290,000 and a 480. So now that gives you almost 190. That translates into a certain number. What is that? 16K free and clear a month if you go with this program. Now, the only thing unknown is there an upside? Well, there's laundry rooms that are coin operated, so you have a little bit more money that's not going to be in the mix. You have some other things there that you're going to be able to charge people for, and it's branded. All right, branded under the Travel Lodge brand, which is Wyndham, which is Days Inn, Travel Lodge, and a few other places, Super Eights, and all this stuff. Right, so it's along that same line as far as pricing is going to go. But it's good to know that it's $60 per night, which is reasonable in that market. Hell, Microtel costs more. Let's just put it that way, right? They're a little bit more. So in that marketplace, you still get to make $1 million if you do 60% occupancy like the market does. Is it worth it is the question. 16K profit every month, and you still pay back, and you don't have to give up any equity. No equity. How do you like that deal? Would you take that deal? We're going to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, some further. And by the way, you guys know how to bring you along for a ride down at the hotel. So you guys actually deal this down. I'm going to actually be going down there. So you guys are going to know all about it tomorrow night or the next day. And I'll have some pictures and things like that, and then let you know what it is. I'm not going to say the name. You know why? It's not even open to the general public. Nobody knows it's for sale. It's beautiful. There's no competition. Nobody even knows. It's just the owners sitting there going, yeah, I think I'm going to sell it because I got other projects. That's why I'm not going to tell you all about it or where the location is, because you'll be able to figure it out sooner or later. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think about that condo project. Is it possible to pull the deal? What if you had somebody that said, yes, we're going to give you 2.9, but we want 290,000 a year, and you find out that you get 480,000 per year? You know, and like I said, in case you just joined us, 75 of the 84 units are rentable. 75. So that's the number we used at 60%. And that's how we got 45 units per night. 80 out of 84 have been rehabbed. 4 of the units were changed into laundry rooms, so you can get that extra streams of revenue coming in. And that might only be a few $1,000s per year, but that's not even in the equation right now. So even if it's 5,000 or 10,000, okay, gravy, but that's not even part of the main thing. There's also an office. There's also a breakfast area. Like at Super Eights and Days Inn, Microtel suites, that type. Turn the thing with the waffles, the the cereal, the milk, the juice, the fruit. That small area that people get the free breakfast included there. So all that is there as well, and a place to sleep for management. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. How about that? How sweet is that? Okay. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about that deal? Now, we'll get into some more of this talk about real estate, because if you want to become a millionaire in today's environment, this isn't normal. Let me just put it this way. You don't have this opportunity. It comes along like every 13, 10 years because there's a market crash in the real estate. So therefore, that's when you can buy low, real low, and then let the Federal Reserve do their work, and you sit back for a few years and reap the rewards. That's all you have to do. There's cycles. And I keep saying it, you have lifetimes. Well, you have another lifetime, at least you should have. Home prices have not dropped nearly what they should have. Remember, I was talking that 50% by September, November, October. after July, buy a home. Well, we're still nowhere near what we need to be at, where we need to be at. All right, congrats. Is our management company okay? There we go. Victor, he didn't pull the trigger. He doesn't like the commitment. Mr. De La Cruz, I'm going to tell you something. Some of those projects that you own at, you might want to check their contracts because a lot of them are going to say the same similar thing. You're going to say, hey, you got to use our management company. But hopefully they don't say you have to buy our furniture package and be in our management company. And if you don't buy our furniture package, you can't be in the management company. That's also a cruise on land thing. The only way you can be in the rental pool is by having their furniture package. So if you don't have their furniture package, you can't even be in their rental pool. And you can't rent at whatever price you want either. You have to go by plus or minus 10% of what they're renting stuff for. That's a situation that there's too many little things I got to go through. We could live with one thing, but now telling us, okay, well, you got to do this, this, and this, it just keeps adding up. And so far they're the only ones doing this. I'm pretty sure some other people might look at it and be like, hey, I want to join that type of party, but I'm not down with that. Okay, let's see what we have here. I just lost track. I like to be in control. Congrats. He says I'm not liking. All right, Eric and Mr. De La Cruz. I didn't remember you can only choose their management company at Larimar. You mean you don't have a choice? No, George's Charles, you have a choice. Um, in fact, let me go over here. Let me see when I find it. I'll pull it up so you guys can see for yourself. There are some other things that I do like though. So at Larimar, just so everybody knows, they have for a period of 10 years, um, hidden defects or structural problems that may exist in the apartment. For 10 years, you're covered. If there's any hidden defects or structural problems, you're covered for 10 years. All right. Excluding paint damage or damage attributable to the beneficiary. And I'm going to get to that damage attributable to the beneficiary because if you buy a new condo and you start remodeling, guess what? You just gave up, you just waived all your insurance rights from the developer. So just keep that in mind. Now, the other thing about Larimar, 3 years regarding the facilities, all right, and 12 months for the finishes of said apartment. Usually everything is like 1 year for the finishes, right? 3 years for the facilities, which is awesome. All right. Now, you guys don't see none of that. I don't even know if I can copy and put it in the stream. Let's see here what happens. I think this is going to start at the beginning. Yeah, it is. So now I'm going to have to figure out. I can't do it that way. So I'm going to have to change screens so you guys can see this. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me just change the screens and I will just stop and screen it. So let me know if anybody has any words on that. And George's Charles, no, here's the thing though. You have to use a management company if you're going to be if you're going to rent your unit out. But no plus or minus on what the management company rents for, but you have to use a reputable management company that they approve of. So they're setting it up luxury, upscale. That's what they want. They want professional management. They just don't want Joe Schmo management. That's what they're trying to do. Again, I'm not going to be mad because with this, I understand. But if I just have a regular project, I'm not going to understand. Once we start realizing you have, like at Cruise on Land, they have 4,000 units. They're just going overboard because they want to control the whole project. If they would have said, okay, guys, we're going to manage it, or here's your alternative. Well, the alternative is we're going to manage it at Cruise on Land, and you need the rent and the furniture package. And then they turn and say, well, you can rent, but you have to do plus or minus what we charge. So it's kind of like, okay, I can rent, but now I got to charge what you charge. And now I'm competing against you a different way, two ways, because I don't have the rental package. So now your unit could be looking nicer than mine. So, it's a catch 22. But nonetheless, let me get this up on screen. Let's go pick something else, shall we? Let me go find something else. Let's see here. I'm just going to grow a straw and see what I have chosen here. Oh, this is nothing that I need. That's giving me beneficiaries. Um, Let me see if I have notes. Let's see if I have any notes here. Then I'll okay. I generally have notes, so let me see. In fact, you know what? There is something else I need to do. In case you missed a Horizon View video today, let me go pop in. Oh, I'm hoping it's less than 200 megabytes. Here goes another video. This is Horizon View based video. Let me see if I can get this up here today and get this in. Let me see here. No, no. Huh. Let me see if I can find it. This, let's see, it's 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Here it is. Let's see. Is it under 200 megabytes? I won't be able to load it up for you guys. Nope, can't load it up, but I will in a second. I just can't play that and the other. I was going to say, let me see. 3 years. Okay, okay, okay. 13, 14. Here we go. Here it is. This is the one you're talking about, Mr. De La Cruz and everybody else. 14, vacation rental. If the beneficiary, that would be you or me, decides to rent the apartment, they agree to offer it first to the company designated by the owner of these purposes. However, if the beneficiary decides to choose another commercial company other than the one designated by the owner, which the owner means the developer, as manager of the vacation rental, must first receive written approval from the owner as a sign of approval in order to maximize the performance of vacation rentals of the Larimar City and Resort Project. So again, you can go with Larimar or you're going to be going with their approved management companies. Not Larimar, but you can go with another approved company. So what they're looking for is, and I already know what they're looking for, they're going to be doing exactly what Margaritaville does, and they're going to go with reputable people that they're going to do business with. Victor Morero is probably one of the few people here that can speak on this because he knows when he gets his bill, what does he see? Sometimes he'll see, oh, this travel agency, they got paid a little bit more, or this company got paid a little bit more. Why? Because what you don't understand, around the world, not everybody has a open travel agency. There are travel agencies that operate behind the scenes. So when movie stars or people in the music business or whatever, and they want real estate or go stay somewhere, they go to these particular people. They get charged more money because they're celebrities, but they get exclusive areas or very nice accommodations catered to what they want. So they're going to pay the price, even though they can go on Expedia or whatever, and that's the differences. So you have to understand there's levels to when you get into the luxury market, and not everybody goes through just a random. They don't go to Airbnb and pick some random thing. They'll say, "Hey, let me look up Joe Schmo's travel because they're the travel to the elite. So we all go through this guy." So that's how you find all these guys are staying in certain places. So when you see the reality TV stars and they're going away on their vacations, and you always figure out why are they staying at these locations? Well, there's a reason because they don't just use anybody. And so that's the thing. And they pay enormous amounts of money just to stay at these resorts. So this is what's happening when you have places that are upscale luxury, and this is going to continue. But anyhow, you get to pick, you get to choose. So hopefully that helps you guys out with the Larimar situation. You get to choose whatever you want to do. All right. Now let's go. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Congrats. Oh, wait. Not pulling the trigger. Eric didn't remember. Okay. Vanessa Comma Gates in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. The Seamless Genius is here with the icon next to her name. And she says her tagline, "Hey, Boston SSN fan, busy, but checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate that." Seamless Genius is working, ladies and gentlemen. The entrepreneur, the millionaire. She's making it happen. So all we can say is, hey, 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 boss, where's this hotel? Can you send me the details? Sorry, Vanessa Comagate. I can't send you the details. This is one of the projects that I'm working on myself. So I'm just giving you the numbers. So I can't give you out any real information. You guys will have more information only if I don't pull the trigger, of course. But it's too good of a deal. And as she knows, 2.9 million with the numbers that I gave, she's sitting there going, Eric, you know this is worth like $4 or $5 million, right? I do know that. So we just have to make sure that's the numbers. But if it is, it's going to go down, quite frankly. So I can't give it to you because it's not on the open market. And I don't really want to compete with anybody else at this point. I just have to be frank. All right, Mr. De La Cruz. Hey, Georges, they must give you permission to hire another management company in writing. If you don't want to do it with them, I can do whatever I want at the beach. Mr. De La Cruz, you can right now, but I have a feeling they're going to change it. Why do you say? Because when they have to add arena and they have to finish all the rest of the buildings, they are going to run into a problem, especially if they do have their, hey, those 4 restaurants, those, let me see if I can find on the list here. 4 restaurants, what's those things? Man, I loved reading it. Let's see, is this one? Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Oh, here we go. All right. Let's see. Snack bar, jogging track, kids play zone, tennis and paddle courts, fitness center, and the restaurants, but they said 4 restaurants. How sweet is that? Pharmacy's supposed to be there, mini mart's supposed to be there. So they're going to start opening it up. So I'm pretty sure they will change up as well because you're going to have a lot of people doing Airbnb and they're going to want to keep a certain standard. I'm pretty sure that's going to go down because you guys are going to be an upscale or look like a luxury type upscale. Well, the buildings will anyhow. I don't. If everybody did their furnishings, that'd be awesome. Michelle Marcus, can we go over if we have a good credit score or a bad credit score? Okay. What do you want to know? And for the hotel situation, you don't need a credit score. You just need somebody to fund it because they're basing it on the revenue numbers. And the numbers speak for themselves. So you don't have to worry about credit in that case. You need to find some if somebody's going to fund it for you. All right. Victor Morrell says that Mr. De La Cruz, you know they'll designate a company sooner or later. Exactly. The reason I asked the question is because I'd rather have a company operating from inside the project for better service. Victor Morrell has it exactly right. He's got it exactly right. We need a if first of all, there's degrees to this. A lot of degrees to this. If you're going to be a what you would call either side of the fence, upscale or luxury, they will start taking control. The HOA will start taking control because they are fearful that the people you bring in may not be up to par or how you're getting your customer might not be up to par either. So they just don't want to simply allow, even though they're going to allow Airbnb, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be on Airbnb, VRBO. They're going to have the same clientele. That's what I'm thinking. But nonetheless, you can have criteria built in that says we need your ID. We need information from you before you can book from us. So all of that's mandatory. And so you can set it up to everything you need to limit who you're going to allow in because then you'll be able to turn people down based on where you live, where you're from, what your passport says, all kind of things that's going to be, biased. But nonetheless, that is what's going to happen. More upscale and luxury you get, just like Cap Cana, you can't just roll in, right? You can sit there and say, I have a reservation. They're going to sit there and say, okay, let's see the paperwork. You say, I don't have the paperwork. You're not going anywhere. All right. And in fact, probably in no project will you go anywhere, but Capcana, you're not going even in Capcana. They're going to hold you up. You can't even get in. They're going to be like, I'm sorry, you can't get in here. What are you talking about, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So let me see. I went over this company operating from the inside. Yeah, Victor Morel is exactly right about that, like I was saying. So see, he has the unique experience of being able to do Margaritaville. This is exactly why I don't traditionally and never did traditionally a normal Airbnb, as I told you guys before. I've always done timeshare condo hotel. Why? Because people check in at the front desk, management is there. If there's an issue, people get handled without giving me a phone call traditionally, unless it gets really crazy. But nonetheless, everything is handled on site. There's none of this off-site people having to say, "Well, hold on, somebody's gonna get over there as soon as we can get there is an hour." No, it's a lot easier when you check in, and then you can always call down at the front desk or go down to wherever you need to go and say, "Hey, I have a problem." Somebody's there, they can handle it, like, within minutes, not hours. That goes a long way, and when you have a mega project, Vistacana, the top 3 Cruise on Land, Vistacana, Larimar are mega projects. Atlantida is going to be a mega project as well when they're done. Those projects have so many people that's going to be renting. They're not going to be able to just allow everybody and their grandma to do Airbnb. Those days are going to be over, especially when you have man-made beaches, loungers, cabanas, and you got electric scooters on sidewalks and things like you got to understand this is going to be something totally different that's not even in Punta Cana right now. These projects are holding a lot of people, thousands of people. This isn't just a regular complex. It's going to have, 600, 800 people. These places could have 4,000, 5,000 people there every day. So they have to have some sort of tracking, which is going to be understandable. I just don't like it, but there's no way around it. If you want to buy in the project, then you're going to have to deal with the rules. If you don't want to deal with the rules, then you can't buy in the project. But if it's just a matter of Eric, you're going to have to be in the management company, then I'm with, I lean on the side of Victor Morel because, again, even though I like the freedom of being able to just have people go to a desk, check in, that's what you really want. That's really what you want. You don't ever want anybody calling you. That's what you really want. You just want them to say, "Oh man, I had a great time," leave a great review, call it a day. So those are the things. But yeah, the beach is going to actually mandate it sooner or later. Trust me on that. I believe that too. Wow, Eric, I'm so glad to hear you talk about the beach in a positive sense. I'm excited. Your opinion means a lot. I know you know what you are talking about. Riddell Cabezas, thank you so much. See, here's the thing, Riddell Cabezas. The beach itself, I was hitting them up for the last year. I was, I have them, they're on IG and everything. And I hit them up every 6 months just because you guys got to understand you ultimately have to root for everybody. And so when you see the beach and they're sitting there talking about we don't have any restaurants, spa, event center, this, that, and the other, I'm hitting them up. I'm like, hey man, you guys know you need this stuff. And they wouldn't answer me for months. So they'd be like, oh, we're not answering this guy. And I was like, okay, so you're not going to have nothing then. And then finally, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, all of a sudden they started busting things out for restaurants, starting to talk about pharmacy, mini mart, and bar. I was like, now you're talking paddleball courts, tennis courts, and they even mentioned spa in another thread. I said, now we're talking. So you have the look of luxury, and now you're adding items where people are going to want to stay there. Win, win, win. And now the prices will increase and everybody wins. So it's beautiful. I'm loving it. So yeah, Radel Cabezas, I just call it like I see it at the time of the event. Like I said, if they still weren't going to say they were going to add all this stuff and the pool too, by the way, they weren't going to add all this stuff, then I'd say, hey, they're the only thing left for them is that 25% clause. They're not giving that up. But nonetheless, Dr. Free is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Dr. Trees in the house. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, search the channel for Sabana because she joins Nadine to be in Sabana. And if you don't know what Sabana is, it's inside Vista Kana. And inside Vista Kana, after you have two man-made beaches, after you have one freshwater lake with a fishing club on an island right now that has its own cafe on that island, then you have the Yak Lounge by the first man-made beach. The second man-made beach appears to be 2 to 3 times as big as the first one. And then they're going to have a commercial shopping zone over by Pueblito Carabino inside the complex, a commercial zone, kind of like when we're in San Juan. Unbelievable. It's going down. That little additional thing inside Vista Kana is major. And then their sports complex, which I still can't believe they're the ones that put in a skateboard park. That's awesome. Put in tennis courts with stands. Then they put in paddleball courts. Then they put in a soccer field with stands. Then they had the nerve to put in a sports bar and restaurant and a fitness center. I'm like, oh my God, they're doing the damn thing. See, all these guys are upgrading. You guys staying here. You know, I told you all these guys were going to have to upgrade after Larimar and Cruise on Land came out. So anyhow, where is Primavera 3 Villas? Is the link available? Dr. Tree, yes. If you're going to go to Primavera 3, go. Hey, I actually did a video on Primavera 3 and Primavera Luxury. It's on the other side of Vista Kana. All right. So what I mean by that is, if you know where Vista Kana is, there's one way in right now. Where they're putting the second pool or the second beach, there's another entrance on another road. Where that road is, that's where Primavera 3, 4, and Luxury are all lined up off of that road. So it's over in that section. All right. So you can search the channel for Primavera 3. In fact, why don't I just take you there? Let's do it this way. Punta Cana, Primavera 3. There'll be a map. It's been out a while. This map. Here's Primavera 3. They have villas and condos. So let's see what happens. Villas. Here's Primavera 3. Wait, hold on. Here's, oh, that's Palmistry. All right. So hopefully you can see this page. Let me see a little clearer. I'm going to go full screen to help you out here so you understand where it is. Let's see. Why isn't this going over? There we go. All right. Primavera 3. Okay. Jeez, I didn't realize this was playing. You guys should have told me. Let's see here. Need my headphones on sometime. All right. Primavera 3. What is all this? All right. Here's the road that I'm referring to. I'll take this down a little bit. This road right here. It's off. And see, here's Panorama Lake. They're going to come out here. Is the second way in. So down here, this is Primavera 3 right here. Primavera 4 is right here. Primavera 5 is going to be down here, and they're adding a mall out here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if they mean the mall like Downtown Mall, which isn't that big, or if they mean a real mall that we're all waiting for in Punta Cana, because so far I don't even see a real mall, right? I see all these small malls. Where is the double decker that's about at least 50 to, well, 75 yards to 100 yards long with restaurants on top? You know what I'm saying? Where's all these at? So we'll see. But this is Primavera 3. And I don't even think they have a website, which is kind of bizarre. But just so you know, this road that comes here, this is where Cruise on Land is going to be up here. Here's Cruise on Land. This road, you know these guys are going to have a shortcut. And Larimar is like right in here. So they're going to have their shortcuts coming through. They're going to have roads coming up through here. But right now, 106, straight from the airport. So that gives you an idea where Primavera 3 is. But it's gated. Look, it's villas. They do have condos inside. Residences 3 should be that one. I think it's called Residences 3. It should, or I don't know if it's 4 or 3, but it should be 3. So they have a small condo projects inside here, under 100,000 for 2-bedroom units. So the villas, they're still inexpensive for even the 3. And 3 has a game. I think they're going to have a game room at 3. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, hopefully that helps you out. All right. Where's Primavera 3? Is the link available? Yes. Search the channel for Primavera 3. All right. And also, it's too late. Primavera 3. Just send me email and I'll get you in touch with someone that does the Primavera 3. All right. So we'll see how that all goes. Now, let's get some more into it. Anybody have any comments on the hotel? Let me know. What do you guys think? Is that a deal or not? Is that a deal or not? Let's see. Where is Primavera 3? Is the link available? Primavera 4 is better at Dr. Tree. Primavera 4, yes. Primavera 4 has a man-made beach. That is the distinguishing factor. They put a man-made beach at Primavera 4. Then they put a restaurant and clubhouse also at that man-made beach at Primavera 4. But here's the kicker. The soccer field, the basketball courts, those are all also at Primavera 3, Primavera Luxury. What they're not going to have, I do not believe, is a man-made beach at those locations. But here's the kicker at Primavera 3, Luxury, and 4. You get to go use any of the amenities at any one of the projects. So even though if you live in Primavera 3, you get to go hang out and can hang out at Primavera 4. It's bona fide. It's verified. It's awesome. I think that's one hell of a deal. In fact, that is one hell of a deal. All right, here we go. Victor Morrell gives us some insight. The Margaritaville brand only deals with 2 management companies. See, both operating from inside the resort. These management companies went through hell to be part of the brand. See, exactly. And those management companies pick and choose who they do business with. So that is one of those things. And so Larimar, who's going to have potentially 20,000 people in that complex any given month, they are choosing to go the other way, which I can't even really blame them. It kind of like subconsciously know that they're going to have to figure out restrictions, because you could potentially, they are calling this a tourist hotel project a la City Center in Vegas. You could have thousands of people coming in on a busy month and a weekend. And speaking of busy month, we should have the numbers from Dominican Republic for how many tourists came in this past month. It's a 10th of the month. I think it's that time. So we're going to find out here shortly. But just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, this is what exactly, when you're trying to build a master program, Margaritaville has done it. This is what they do. They restrict you. It's strictly restricted because they want to have a streamline only to the best and the brightest. This is why these guys are able to, again, if you can get 4 upper 4s and 5 figures a month of profit, there's a playbook for it. You need to have luxury and amenities. Long as you have luxury and amenities and you have a location that has high traffic. Margaritaville, this particular one we're talking about, is in Orlando. All year long now, Orlando is the place to be. At one time, you had like half a year. Then it went to 9 months. Then it went to 10 months. You used to be able to go to Orlando December. Hardly anybody would be in the park because it's just a little chilly. December to Christmas and New Year's, it's off limits. You can't find a place hardly. But even then, I was down in Orlando on a couple occasions, taking my nephews and daughters, and went to Disney in New Year territory after Christmas over New Year's. And at first it was jam packed. And then for whatever reason, but these are years ago, now I wouldn't even try it because why? I can charge $3,000 for a 2-bedroom at a place called Star Island. $3,400 for the New Year's week, just to give you an idea. And it's only a 2-bedroom unit. All right. That's New Year's. So now in Orlando, if you have a resort, Margaritaville included, any resorts that people want to stay at, you get premium dollars because everybody wants to be there. That wasn't the case 10, 15, 20 years ago. You'd be able to find something on New Year's, Christmas time. It's unbelievable what has changed. That what has changed is now there's a Margaritaville. There wasn't before. What has changed is the water parks are inside mega resorts now. That wasn't the case before. Everything has changed to where it's being consolidated. So when people come, they don't have to leave. They don't really have to go anywhere. They can go, if they need something to eat, they can get it there. If they need a toothbrush, a soda, a beer, whatever, they can go down to the mini mart and get it. You can stay here and get in paddle boats. You can stay here and go to water parks. You can stay here and play games at the pool tables and ping pong. You don't have to leave to go do anything. And there's the playbook from Orlando. Everybody should know. I told you guys about Westgate Town Center before. Westgate Town Center was just a nice place. Westgate Lakes, nice place. But Westgate Town Center was the first one to pull it out of their Westgate brand that said, you know what, we need a water park in here. That little splash pad and this other little kiddie thing we got going on, forget that. We need some slides. We need to get some people to stay here because they're leaving to go to the water parks that were off site. So now they said, and by the way, let's get some restaurants over here. And so they got restaurants there. So Margaritaville is an upward brand, so they do it too. Everybody's going this trend. If you want to make people buy your property and stay there and rent it out, it's an ecosystem. So again, Margaritaville is one of the best. And they are also at Cap Cana, which I don't remember the name of what they call it there, but Margarita's in Cap Cana right now. It's incredible what they charge. In fact, I'm probably going to go look at it because, in fact, I'm a little curious what they charge. So why don't we go look at that? Look at this. When they first came out, it was crazy. It was crazy. They were charging on when they opened up, and Victor Marrero might even know this. They were charging, if just to get there, they were charging people crazy stuff. Oh, we'll just charge you $2.99 a night. I was like, oh my gosh, when they first opened. But now you can forget those dates. Forget that range. Look, Island Reserve, that's the name of it. Now, here's what they're doing. Look at this. Charisma Hotels. All right, Expedia, but there's one management company handling this. So when somebody comes in, and let's keep talking. You know, I'm going to make a video about some of this stuff I'm talking about tonight because a lot of people don't understand because I'm about to show you this. Look at this spring sale. Because remember, in April, traditionally, it goes down, right? But it's been very surprising. The amount of tourists says last year they broke the record. Let's see. What do you want? When guys, it's Holy Week, right? It's still Holy Week. I love that they have like 2 weeks of this. Let's see what we can get here. I'm just curious because this is in Cap Cana. I'm comparing Cap Cana right now to Larimar, Vista Cana, and an area like downtown Vista Cana. So that's why this is important. This is the only research that we can do. So I did the wait, what is this? Okay, this is not going to work. That's not working, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to go to Expedia. Let's just go there. I don't have time. We don't have time to waste going through emails and things like that. Let's just go to Expedia. Expedia is going to show us just what I was talking about on Friday night. And Victor Morel brought it up on Friday night when we were talking about what happens when somebody tries to tell you how much you can rent something for. And here's what's going to happen. Because Victor Morel's the one that brought up some of his friends, they don't have the rental package and with the management company, but their units are by the pool, which means they rent a lot. They get a frequency of renters. So therefore, let me put in just a party of 4 because generally that's what it is. And here we got oh wait, I shouldn't do this. They're sold out. This is crazy. And they're sold out. All right, I shouldn't have put in April 10th because that's today. Let's go next. We'll start next weekend and go from there. All right. So let's see here. I didn't mean to do that. Let's go April 14th through the 20th. Okay, come on. 14th through the 21st. If you want to come up, ladies and gentlemen, these are one of the ways. Let's see if we got the 14th. Hey, you know what? That's a good sign, though, that they're sold out. That's a great sign. Oh, whoa, what is that? 1,100 a night. These are all inclusives. We don't have a Margaritaville here. What's going on? No Margaritaville. Okay. Looks like these guys are going to be sold out everywhere. I'm not digging this. Let's see here. We're liking this. Can April turn into April, May, and then we get back to June? Can those turn into high end? I mean, geez, ladies and gentlemen, this would be special. If you can get 8 months of prime time and then get half of December, you're going to pretty much win the war on getting a great return on your investment. Okay, we're going April 28th. We got 4 people. Hey, Victor Morel, you don't have to do all inclusive, do you? Oh my God, they're sold out again. Jesus Christ. Okay. I just thought we'd be able to figure out what this is crazy. So the whole, well, they're weeks, but I'm going to go to the following week then. How is this possible? This is crazy. Well, I guess they're doing very well over in Cap Cana as well, because this is insane. All right. Now this wild goose chase is coming to an end because we can't figure out an open date for this. This is unbelievable. All right. Are you looking for investors? Sounds like a good deal. Vanessa Comagate, yes. 2.9 million. Here's what I'm looking for. 2.9 million. Who's going to come with that? That's the question. We're going to find 2.9 million and then we'll go figure out terms, but we're looking at 480,000. So that's going to be the profit margin. So that'll give you an idea right there. But yes, that is true. Vanessa Comagate, Seamless Genius. The beach has a rental company, but you don't have to go with them. I was told you can use who you want. Let's see how it goes. There we go. Rydell Cabe says, this is what I figured was going to happen. I knew that was going to be a thing. You've said it exactly right. They're saying that you don't have to go with them, but I'm pretty sure they're going to go the Larimar route. They're probably going to say, okay, you can use whoever you want, but we're not going to let you do it singly, but you can go through a professional management company. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do, because if this comes out right, like I said, 637,000 for a penthouse right now, that means they're way ahead of the curve. How much is that penthouse going to be worth 3 years from now? Over $1 million. All right, just so you know. So you're going to have $1 million project and units in there. So they're not just going to let you roll around getting any old guy off the street, however you want to rent. I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same thing Larimar's doing. Go through our approved. Same thing that Margaritaville does. Go through these guys. Victor Morel, now everybody's going to go, hey, could we have bought something at Margaritaville Island Reserve? Because this is crazy. This is crazy. They're all sold out all the time. Sheesh. All right. We can't find any availability over here on the island. Let's try this again. This is insane. All right. then I don't even know what to do. Let's go the 8th. Let's just go the 8th through the 12th, midweek of May. Let's see if we can get something here. 2 travelers instead of 4. Maybe that's finally May, which is, I don't think that's prime time. And of course, now they want me to sign up with Expedia now. Man, things are changing. Please, this is getting ridiculous. All right. Here we go. Inclusive, so it's a little bit different. I got to give them credit on this. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Even they're all inclusive in May. May or slow season. They're charging. Why do I have screen? Well, all right. Oh, I stopped. All right. All right. This is going to take a second. While that's loading, do something else. I need this when this comes on, I want you to see what's going on. Okay. Here goes Victor Morrell says, although it sounds great to have the flexibility to do whatever you want, could be a double-edged sword as there won't be any set standards. It sounds great in concept, but be careful. Victor Morrell, he's exactly right. He's exactly right. And in fact, by default, like I said, I have my condo timeshare things. It's actually set up. Yes, I get to bring people in, but they still have to check in and go by all the rules at the place. So it's a little different. I get to charge what I want. But the fact of the matter is, I have the benefit of them saying, calling the front desk and handling it. Now, there's a huge difference when you're by yourself because they're calling you if there's a problem. And you have to find out if there's a plumber on duty at 10 at night. You're going to have to find out if they can't check in and how's that going to be fixed, or how's somebody going to let them in. Those are the differences. So when you do condo hotels and you don't have to worry about when people get there, that's one of the elements. So there is a double-edged sword. So if you can get the best of both worlds, which you can't, that's the hardest part. How often can you get it where you can do whatever you want? Like if you're at Primavera, one of those things is you have a villa, you have to figure out how you're going to get people to check in. Usually you're going to pick a management or you're going to have somebody that they can call in case of emergencies. So those are the double-edged swords that he's referring to, because he's exactly right. Now, if you're in a high-end luxury location like we all are, right? Vista Cana, the beach, cruise on land, Larimar, you're going to probably get into the rental. You're going to probably go for it, right? Especially when they say the Larimar hasn't even said you had to be in for a year. So that's the other thing. So far, they don't have any stipulation. You could say, I want to be in the rental management. They may change it, but they're not saying you even have a year contract or 2 year. They're not even saying anything. They're just saying, hey, go with us if you rent. So therefore, if you can get out and you're not satisfied and go with somebody else that's approved, then that's cool. And like Victor Moreau was earlier saying, I've always had the luxury of people showing up and being taken care of. That is a peace of mind. You don't mind somebody calling you up saying, hey, Eric, you know what? They don't see me in the system or whatever. I don't mind that call because it's a corrective issue, right? You just say, hey, it's under my name, and say your name was added. They probably just added your name instead of put your name on the thing. That could happen. But when somebody says, hey, I don't know how the remote control works and I can't get Wi-Fi in the room, and then I'm sitting there going, okay, call the front desk, or you know that key card that they gave you? Look inside the key card. The guy looks inside the key card. So, oh, yeah, here's the Wi-Fi code. Here's the stuff I'm looking for. I'm like, exactly. We don't mind calls like that. But the calls like, hey, the fridge isn't working, call the front desk. Front desk calls back. We'll have somebody up in 10 minutes. That kind of stuff, that's priceless. And that's how you keep your luxury upscale numbers high. So again, Victor Morrell, you guys should listen to him about this. Margaritaville is a 5-star resort. All right. They're worldwide. They have a brand. People stay there because of their brand. They won't stay anywhere else. They'll stay at Margaritaville in Orlando. They'll go to Margaritaville, Punta Cana. Margaritaville, I'm pretty sure there's one in Cancun, right? So that's where they're going to go. Mr. Taylor Cruz is like, I need one in Margaritaville ASAP. He's right. Victor Morrell was giving me the thing all along. Change the 2 adults only and go through the actual website. There we go. That's exactly what I was doing wrong, putting in 4 instead of 2. But now I want to show you something. Okay, look. So they're calling this deluxe room. You see 2, looks like king-size beds. They're calling this 1 king-size bed. Oh, they're 2 double beds. They're calling this 1 king. And then they have a family room over here, 1 king and 1 double sofa. So all the way around, these just sleep 4 people. Now, why the price difference? The price difference is $20 across the board. All right. So that's nothing major. But look at this. Here goes a swim up. So when somebody says, oh, swim up doesn't matter. Okay, well, 1 king bed and 1 double sofa. Where's that at? 1 king bed and 1 double sofa, $387. This is $456. That's $75. Look at this. Includes taxes and fees, $2,150 versus $1,800. So this is netting this person, if you go by numbers, roughly $300 more. All right. Overall, you do that 20, 30, 40 times. Next thing you know, that's $10,000, $15,000 extra in your pocket versus the guy that says, I don't want the swim up unit. It doesn't matter to me. I don't want to pay the extra $50,000. Well, see, there's a problem. And then look at this second one. That's the luxury swim up, which I don't know what that means. But now look at this. Paradise swim up is $535, a whole about $700 more. It's 400. Yep, a little under 400 more than the luxury swim up. 500 more. Almost 1,000 more. It is 1,000 more. It's like 1,600 more than a regular 1 king bed and 1 double bed suite. So when people say swim ups don't matter, location doesn't matter, look at this suite. This is a studio beachfront, $437. A studio beachfront is more than these other units that sleep up to 4 people. See? And it's a suite, not even a 1. Well, they're all a suite, really. But all I'm saying is it does matter. Suite, swim up is even more. So when you guys don't think location matters, this is beachfront. They get to charge the most. And it's a suite, just sleeps 2. That's it. Not sleeping 4, just 2, 1 king bed. That should give you an idea on what you're doing. I'm going to make a video about this. I'm going to have a 4-part video because some people misunderstand and think that they can just own a condo or a villa in any old location. You have to be strategic if you're planning on renting it out. You have to understand what you own. So if you own a building, like I'll use Larimar. Remember when I was saying get ocean view units if you can, because even though you're going to pay the same price as a non-ocean view unit, when the rental companies start doing their thing like this, they're going to go, oh, we have a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom, and just like they have beachfront here, how about ocean view? The person that doesn't have ocean view is going to be down here when they say we just have a 1-bedroom. Now they're going to charge less for just a 1-bedroom. You got to think when you buy something Is it near something? You go, okay, is it near the pool? Because then you're going to find yourself going, okay, the marketing company, management company is going to say, buy the pool is going to be X amount. Margaritaville doesn't go by that well, whatever we found so far. They could, but we don't know. But I'm just giving you an idea. There are things where people go, ocean view, buy the pool, buy the sports complex. That's going to be a thing inside Vistacana, like Mr. Cool. He has the wave. It's right damn near next door to the sports complex, which is now off the charts. He has that as marketing, or the management company is going to be able to market this. 2-minute walk to the sports park, which has the soccer field, the sports bar and restaurant, and tennis courts and paddleball courts and pools. And they're going to be able to market that you can be there in 2 minutes. I mean, literally, that's what's going to happen. So now they have a reason for people to come stay near there. And then they're going to go, okay, how far is it from these man-made beaches? That might be a thing. But even if it is a thing, they're going to go, oh, that's 5 minutes away. So take your pick. If a person's active, they're going to stay right by the sports complex. All right. So keep these things in mind when you're picking out where you're going to be located within a project. Not everything is the same. Now, I'm going to use, since we're talking about the beach, I'm going to use the beach a little bit too, right? So the beach, since we have some people here, the beach has something that's very unique. It's almost a shame that that man-made beach isn't huge. The reason why I say that is everybody inside the beach has the beach view. That is worth something. So that's why now, how do you distinguish yourself from another person if you all have the same views? Well, let's just say your furniture package might matter. Whether you get one from the resort or if you get one by creating it yourself. What's going to distinguish you from everybody else? When you all have the same views. No difference. The only thing that's going to happen is when they create these 4 restaurants and that other pool, what's going to end up happening? People are going to say, how close are you to the restaurants? How close are you to the tennis courts? How close are you to the barbecue grills? That's what people are going to ask. So people are saying, I'm in units, building 24, 23. I'm in building 1 and 2. Those are the closest ones. Those units could possibly become more valuable because they're closer to eating, drinking, partying, and a pool. Instead of the big pool, they'll be in the small pool. So, and the fitness center and things like that. So those are going to come into play. All right. Instead of being way across on the other side, you don't get to use it as a marketing tool, but the management company will be using it as a marketing tool. Rest assured. So these are little nuances that you have to think about when you buy inside units and other things. So anyhow, Victor Morrell handled it. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to buy assets when credit is tight, that's what you want to do. Why? Because when you buy assets such as real estate, ultimately what's going to happen is interest rates are going to come down, and that just blows up the value of real estate. And you are in a sweet spot right now. Interest rates are high, not that high demand. But when later this year they start reducing it and you locked in your prices, whether you got a new property now or you got a pre-construction anywhere on the planet, you should be good. Just make sure your contract says the price stays like Larimer's. All right. That's what you want. It's hard to get these days because most contracts are going to have some sort of provision for inflation. But if you can get a contract that says the price stays the same as your contract that you purchased, then that's the one you want. All right. Heavily look at these type of things. So what's going to end up happening from this point forward, you're going to have to give up something in Punta Cana when it comes to these condo projects, these massive condo projects. You're going to have to give up something. Either you're going to have to give up management, it appears, or you're going to have to give up something else. There isn't going to be any sweet spots. You're not going to be able to look like run it yourself and have all these amenities. So either you have to give up amenities or you're going to have to give up management control to somebody. And I'm not going to be mad. Let's see if we have anything else going on here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to Dominican today because I believe the minister should be talking any day now about the March numbers, and there is nothing. I can't believe this. They used to be Johnny on the spot with the numbers. Isn't good. I'll go look here. This is not Johnny on the spot with anything. They used to tell us the numbers here. What's happening? I guess they weren't impressive. I guess there wasn't another 600,000 or anything coming in. Well, I'm going to play a little video, so I'm going to get out of this. And because I love what done, if they've altered to this configuration where they have these swim ups, man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play this for you here shortly. I'm going to load this up. You guys got to see this. If you missed a Horizon video from earlier, interested in some projects, Horizon, Sabana. Again, I'm just going to tell you about Sabana. Sabana, the owners live in Sabana. The owners of Vistacana live in Sabana. So just keep that in mind. That's worth its weight in gold, quite frankly. So here, let me get this video up. I think I can get it. Let me go. Did I even put it on? Yes, I have it. Here we go. 2 minutes, 50 seconds. I think this is it. If not, we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what the heck is going on? Those are new renderings for Horizon Views at Larimar City and Resort. You guys understand, upscale luxury could be in effect. In fact, there's no could be. If they make this building and like that, it's off the charts. I said, make it so. Make it look like that. I sent over to the realtor, Gwen. I said, hey, man, if they make this place look like this and have those swim up things at the bottom, and those swim up areas are costing $271,000 for the two bedrooms. The two bedrooms are 1,135 square feet. The terraces are roughly 200 to 300 square feet. So I'm like, that's pretty big. Units are pretty nice size, and your bedroom unit and your living room run off into that deck area where the pool is, and it goes around the building. That is sweet. If they actually build that, that's going to be awesome feature. And just so you know, again, if you missed the video, when you saw that unit up top, that's the penthouse that has that nice view, and that is actually $400 and some thousand. The one on the bottom that has a 2,000 square foot deck and a wraparound pool that goes around it, and it's like 1,600, 1,700 square feet inside, that thing is $551,000 right now. That thing's going to be worth $1 million. All right. It's going to be worth $1 million easily in 3-4 years. And especially if that 4-bedroom thing happens at the beach, now you have something that's going to trigger things in Vista Cana is going to be worth more. Things anywhere downtown is going to be worth more, but there's not too many places that have 4-bedroom penthouse units. But you have places that have 3-bedroom penthouse units. And quite frankly, if they do get that 637, you guys have to understand something. The square footage is like 2,300 square feet on that 637 unit. You almost get close to $300 a square meter. It's under, it's probably 250, 275. But that changes. George's Charles has a villa that's 2,600 square feet. If you start doing something like 300 square meters cost, 275 square meters cost, that means his unit could be worth damn near $800,000-$900,000. This is what I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you have to remember. All right, let's go. How you can make $1 million faster? Buy assets. How can you make $1 million even faster? Is if you find hotels or storage facilities or another business that you can buy into. That's what you're looking for. All right. Just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're looking for here. And so then you get to win on either the passive income coming in, or because the passive income you have coming in, let's just say what it is. I'll use the hotel since we were talking about the hotel. If you're charging $60 a night and then you raise it to $65, you just changed everything by another $10,000, $20,000 annually. Instead of just doing 60 and you change it to 65. All right. So now instead of getting 900 and let's say 80,000 a year based on the 60%, now all of a sudden it's 1,020,000. 1,020,000 getting the same expenses, and then you're still 50% less. Instead of you getting 480, now you all of a sudden you're going, wait a minute, we're doing 510. That's an extra 2 G's a month in your pocket, 2,500 in your pocket every month. These things add up over time. And when credit is tight and you can find additional funding from outside of the credit world, this is when you can pick up an asset that's very cheap. And then you turn around and say, thank you very much after you can buy it. But again, you're going to have to find somebody that can fund it. We're working on it. We have somebody that can fund it, actually. We just have to make sure the number's right. King Choice, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, greetings, family. Greetings to you. I'm here for the new information. Thank you so much, King's Choice. Very nice to see you once again. Appreciate the support by being in the house. Hopefully you saw some new information and was here earlier and heard some information, but we've been going round and round because how can you become a millionaire faster? Is buying assets that appreciate in value faster than you can earn it. Let's just call it what it is. Most ordinary citizens, I'm one of them, I am not going to be able to generate profit-wise $400,000, $500,000 in a year or two. All right. Sure, we can generate revenues of this number, but we're not going to generate profit of that number. So if I can buy something and it's going to cost me, let's use a perfect example. Here's what a perfect example would be. Right now, Cruise on Land, there's projects in Vista Cana, there's projects at Larimar or units at Larimar. You can buy something for, let's say, $150,000. 2 years from now, that could be $350,000. $200,000 in equity. But most people forget something. You already put down 40% of the 150. So you already put down 60,000. You only owe like 90. But now your property is worth 350. You have 240,000 that you potentially could tap into. You don't have to tap in the full amount, but you can tap into 200,000 and then go buy yourself worth something that could be 800, 900, $1 million. But you want to know what's even crazier? Here's what's even crazier. So as I'm talking with the guy on the phone about the hotel, my cousin goes, hey, you got to call this other guy. This other guy called. Can you believe this? He has a motel. He wants $600,000 for it. You know what he said? This is his opening salvo. $200,000 and I'll let you run it. Or not run it, but owner finance. I was like, okay, that's on another day because the other 2.91, that's actually a little bit more like what's going to go down. But just thinking, somebody in 2 years, you're going to have $200,000 at your disposal that you can tap into, and then you can go buy a business that is making money. And in this case, like I said, the guy goes, I just want to get out of doing this. You know, just give me $200,000 and I'll do owner financing. I'm just like, okay, this is something I'll look at later. But the fact of the matter is it exists. That's the thing. But you're not going to know about it because you're not in the business. They don't have it on any of like LoopNets or any commercially zoned areas or websites that tell you about commercial properties. You have to know people in the business that they're just like, yeah, I think I might do that. If you do this, then I'll do it. That's the differences, right? You have to be in it, ladies and gentlemen. But the point I'm trying to make is in 2 years to 3 years, you could actually tap into that money that you didn't have to earn. You had to earn the part to buy it. So whatever business or whatever thing you can do, it doesn't have to be real estate. It could be a business that you're thinking, okay, I can turn this business around. They'll let me use a little bit of my money. They'll do whatever type of contractual obligation you want to do. It could be the same thing. Give me $50,000. You come over here and manage it and do what you need to do. We'll split the profits. Like I said, I was on a fitness deal like that before. Put a little skin in the equity in the game and then sweat equity in the game. And it was a 50% partnership. And I didn't even, literally, it wasn't even that much. It was like 10 G's or something. I said, I'll see that. We'll do that. We'll make it happen. So you can do all kind of things if you are looking. And this is one of those things. When credit is tight, this is the time for you to try to get assets. And there's ways to get assets. Now, if anybody's interested in getting real estate deals and all that, you can always see Mr. Koo as well. All right. Mr. Koo, he's into the financial and credit and loan industry and business buying industry. All right. So you need to hit him up. He's part of the SSN Nation. So whenever he comes in, you can always go to quickeasyfunds.com, QUIK, E as in Eric, Z as in Zebra, funds.com, and go hook up with him. Or you can always send me something. We've had people send me something on our hotel. I can't remember what it was exactly. Oh, it was a hotel, come to think of it. And the problem with the hotel was it wasn't a hotel. They were treating it as a month-to-month rental. And then they needed rehab money. And that rehab money is a problem because now people are going to say, okay, what's coming in? They weren't even running it as a business. In other words, they couldn't give any receipts. They couldn't give any money. How much money are you earning this year? Can't give it to you because we don't keep records. I'm just like, okay, well, then you're not getting funding. There's no records. I'm like, nobody's bringing you money for rehab first to buy the place and then do rehab. That's not going to happen. You need some way to show how you're going to pay it back. Are you going to do it individually? Now you're going to have to do something else. Or are you going to sit there and bring us in some numbers that we can verify from the accountant, tax records, whatever, and says, okay, this is how much we make, because if we give you this money, we want to make sure you can pay it back. That's the key to this whole thing. So again, I haven't heard anybody say if you earn $480,000 free and clear every year from an investment, would you feel comfortable with a $290,000 a year loan that you owe back for 1 or 2 years, knowing at $480,000 the property is actually worth $4 million? Let's say it's easily worth $4 million. So 2.9, $4 million. You can always, after 6 months, you can, if you want to do the same thing, you'll be able to tap into hundreds of thousands of dollars because you're going to say, I'll just refi it. And instead of 2.9, just give me something that I'll take out 3.2. There's 300 G's, right? So again, this is why I'm telling you guys, there's things that you can do, but most people won't talk about it. They'll say, get my course down below or hit me up. No, if you guys need something, you need funding and it makes sense, then you need to hit me up at support@stopstrugglingnow.com, because that's the shortest way that you can get out. Why do you think millionaires and billionaires, the ones you hear about, why do you think these guys are always doing deals? Because they can get funding anytime they want. That's the key to your assets improving. If you can make any deal happen, if you can go out here and go, you know what, I want to buy this business over here. It's going to cost $5 million. And you know somebody that's going to give you $5 million, or 5 or 10 people that would say, yeah, I'll do that. Versus nobody that you know would do that. That puts you behind the 8 ball. You can never catch those guys. But soon as you know somebody that would say, yeah, I'll give you $5 million, I get to stay ahead of you. Similar to what Vanessa Comagate's asking. She's in the finance business. She probably would have somebody that would give $2.9 million for that deal. Just depends on what they want. But the point of the matter is, that's the thing. That's where you're cut off at the knees. Most ordinary citizens do not have this capability because you're not going to know anybody or have the ways to figure out where are these guys that have this $2 million, $5 million, $10 million. If I was able to do this deal, everybody, there's deals out here. There's deals everywhere. It's just that once you find the deal and you need like, $1 million, you're sitting there like, okay, I need 250,000 to get funded. I need some reserves. Sometimes I need to show this, need to show that. That's fine. But you're like, I don't have all of that. So where can I get the partners for that? Well, there you go. I started the channel. I help you guys. So if you need something, just hit me up. support@stopstrugglingnow.com. All right. I get messages from people every now and then, except like I say, most of the time you have to think the other way. You have to go, okay, if I'm asking for money, am I able to pay them back from the actual property? Not saying I'm going to pay you back like thin air. You actually have to show this is the money that's coming in. This is how I'm going to pay you back. That's the only way somebody's going to feel comfortable giving you millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Nobody out here, if I walked up to anybody on the street and said, hey, I need $200,000 to buy something and I'll pay you back, they're going to sit there and say, well, how are you going to pay me back if you're borrowing the money? You say, hey, I'm going to get this business over here. It's already generating like profits of $100,000 a year. And I can show you the proof. We can go see the accountant. We can see the taxes. We can see everything. All of a sudden, the guy has a choice. He can decide to say, yeah, I think I'll do that. Or he can say, nah, forget that. Doesn't make enough money for me. I don't feel comfortable. You might be short. I don't feel comfortable. Now, if it made another $100,000 annually, then I might do it. But it's not. So I don't feel comfortable doing this. So that's all I'm saying. So you have to think in those terms. So once you understand that term, then you start going, okay, guess what? There are properties all over the place. There is stuff that I can buy that's going to go up in value because I can buy low and sell it higher in a few years when the interest rates increase. So you don't have to worry about it. You want the credit to be tight right now. All right. Because you've already bought something. So credit tight doesn't matter. You've done pre-construction. If you're in that program, you pay 0% interest. So credit doesn't matter for the next year. So as long as your project comes out after a year from now, you should be fine. On the upside, as far as the refinancing or financing and funding, you should be on the upside because they're going to start reducing them, I believe, later this year. All right. So they can't keep stalling it off. So they're trying to bust out the stock market as it is, but people are being a little leery and they're putting their money into crypto instead. So we'll see how this all ends. But 1929 to 1932, I'm leery. I'm not even thinking everything's going to be fine on the stock market. I'm not thinking everything's going to be fine in the real estate market. I'm not thinking everything's going to be fine with the employment market. So you start adding all this together and then the tightening of credit, all of a sudden people can't buy. And that's how we do this here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have much more to talk about tonight. All I want to say is thank you so much for being here. If you have anything else that you want to discuss, please let me know. And we'll talk about that. But we're about to wrap this up. So you know what that means. That means we're actually going to have to play a little video. You know, it's SSN Lifestyle. That's not going away either. So let's see here. Which one today? I can't even find anything. Okay, here we go. Let's go with, we'll go Playboy. How about? He's got a good shot.
A lot of competition.
The guy can play, but we all showed up to dethrone him this year. But I brought him something, courtesy of Poker 101A. This is his jersey, and then we're gonna auction one off.
Oh, sweet!
So he's got another one.
Great.
All right.
Very
We got
nice.
some heavyweights here.
It's all right. You can hold your own.
David Dellafish Juliet. You know, I'm here at Phil Ivey might even be here. I mean, we have heavyweights here tonight. So us little guys, we're gonna have to do something serious.
Here he is, the man of the hour, Don Cheadle, last year's tournament winner, arriving to defend his title.
At the end of that, that just reminded me, I got to find Aruba stuff, right? I got to add that to the SSN Lifestyle. I just realized I don't even know where that stuff is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. I haven't heard anybody comment about the hotel. I guess Vanessa Comagate says it looks like it's a deal. Anybody else can chime in. What do you guys think just with the preliminary numbers? Is it worth an investigation? Well, it should be. Because when somebody says that you can make $500,000 in profit every year, I think you need to perk up. And it's only going to cost you. Listen to this. In the real theory of things, you could put down $500,000. Just right. You could put down 500,000, get funding, but then the funding might be higher. But the fact of the matter is you can put down 500 and your profit could be 500,000 annually. That's one hell of an interesting situation as well. Think about it. Right? So there's all kinds of things that can happen. All right, let's see. Did you speak on the new additions at the beach already tonight? Yes, King Choice, I did. But let me know what new additions are you referring to, because I did mention earlier about the 4 restaurants. I did mention about the pharmacy, the mini mart, the tennis paddleball courts, the jogging track, And barbecue grills also are going to be out there as well. The pool is going to be at Palmyra. There's some other things I'm missing that I can't remember. But, and by the way, there's going to be volleyball court out by the man-made beach. There's also going to be a little bar out there, and I think a little cafe as well, a little bar for sure. So this is all good signs. I was talking about it earlier, King Choice, where I was saying we want that $637,000 condo to be bought by somebody. The developer has it up for sale, that 4-bedroom. Well, actually, it's bigger than 4-bedroom. It's 5 bedrooms because they have a maid's quarters, which has its own bathroom and I guess a twin bed can fit in there. So it's actually 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 4-bedroom, 2,400 square foot, 2-level with a huge deck. I don't even know how big that deck is. It's got to be, actually, it's bigger than 100 square feet. So it's got to be large. It's bigger than 10 square meters. It's got to be something like, I don't know, 25, 26 square meters, something like that. It's pretty big with a jacuzzi on it. So we want that to sell. So if you really want, I probably could do this. I should have done it during that little 30, 45-second interlude. But here, let's go with some more stuff. Because I wanted to actually look at something else, quite frankly. I wanted some other information. Let me see if I can get something for you real quick. Because there was something that time figures. Don't have it. Well, that's just the way it is. Nope, don't have it. No, not going to have it. Oh, well, that's life. Can't help you out with anything else at the beach, man. But the beach is beautiful. Like I said, I've always liked their buildings. That's always been one of the things. There's no other new additional info unless you know something new that I don't. So we're going to wrap this up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. King Choice just arrived late, so I'm going to see if he has anything else to tell us about the beach. And prices at the beach are up. They're above everybody else. The average rate for a 2-bedroom appears to be roughly around 170, 177, 180 right now in the nicer complexes or projects. Now, in the upscale projects, a 2-bedroom is in the 200s. So what I mean is like Horizon Views, Wave, and Cap Cana, you're going to spend 200 and something for a 2-bedroom, but yes, they're going to be larger, generally 11, 1,200, 1,400, 1,500 square feet. Cana Rock, they already charge like $300,000 for a 2-bedroom, like in the Star Galaxy, right? So this gives you an idea of what we're working with here in the future. So just make sure you smash the like button. Return on Wednesday night. We'll talk some more about money-making ideas and real estate investing and investing anyhow, because stock market, gold, silver, precious metals, you got to stay on top of this right now because you're going to have an opportunity to do something. Is it EVs? We don't know, right? I think EVs will be a thing because they're mandated. So you're going to have to be in the EV area, whether it's batteries, whether it's the items that it takes to put batteries together and make them, manufacture them, or if you're going to sit there and say, you know what, I'll just go with the car manufacturers and invest in them. Or what about the parts, the manufacturer of the parts that you are, the companies that are on the stock market? All of this comes into play over the next 3 years. You can get the cheaper rate right now. So just keep those things in mind. All right. We're about to wrap this up. So once again, I will say thank you again for watching. You guys know I love you and I appreciate everything you guys are doing. Smash the like buttons and make sure that you share with other people to let them know. And again, on Facebook, I've added the Facebook page where the live stream runs now. So hopefully people will enjoy that a little bit as well. It was always running at the group, but now I added to the page, and I'm going to do some other things over the next 6 months. And I'm just going to say it like it is. You guys know I have favorites. Vista Con is one of my favorite places. The beach I was going to buy at until they put in their change my contract up. But again, everything works out for the best because I am in love with Larimar. I'm in love with Vista Cana. I was in love with Cruise on Land. What they're doing is going to be spectacular as well. It's just that all those things in their contract I cannot even deal with. All right. So none of those. There's just too many things. One thing, yes, you can say, okay, we'll deal with it. Two things, but when they go to 3 and 4 and they're going overboard, I'm like, okay, can't do it, but the project is still going to be pretty awesome. The other thing, there's a project. I'm trying to think of this project. It's by Kathmandu. I can't remember the name of the project. I'm having a blank. That's also going to be very, very nice because it's close to Kokotel and it's by Kathmandu Park. Kathmandu is making condos with Malia. So they're going to have properties at Kathmandu, the amusement park. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up. And please, again, like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And we know it's hard out here. And if you need any help, always hit me up. Support at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I will see you on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. And remember, on Wednesday, you have to have an icon to be in the chat room. That means you need to be a member of the channel. That's the only way that you can get in the chat room. You can watch, but you won't be able to make any questions, ask questions, or do anything in the chat room. And then on Friday night at 9:10 p.m., it'll be open just like Monday night. And then we'll talk more about the hotel situation, if it's going to be fundable. All right, let's talk some more on the next live stream. And please check out some videos I'm going to be dropping well, no, I won't be dropping videos tomorrow because we're going to be checking out the hotel tomorrow. So there'll be video eventually of it on Wednesday. So, but I should still probably be dropping a video tomorrow that I'm going to have in the can already. So we'll get that one all set up as I'm traveling. So again, thank you so much, everybody. And with all that said, make sure out here, you always keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.